Arlington, Virginia, the Pentagon, a building that's supposed to be untouchable, where the nation's defense strategies are born, where security clearances are sacred. But on this particular morning, a routine compliance check was about to crack open something nobody expected. 3.88 kilograms of pure cocaine, $74,000 in bundled cash, a loaded Sig Sauer P320. This wasn't evidence brought in from a case. This was inside the Pentagon. The man sitting at that desk, Michael R. Hanford, Senior Policy Advisor, Military Logistics Coordinator, 11 years of federal service, spotless record. When agents arrived to detain him, Hanford didn't resist, didn't panic, didn't say a word. That silence, that told investigators everything they needed to know. If you think this is just one bad actor, you're about to see how wrong that assumption is. Hit like now, because what they found on his laptop changed everything. Hours later, FBI Cyber Division, Quantico, Hanford's encrypted laptop sat under forensic analysis, the kind of encryption that takes time to crack. But when they finally broke through, what appeared on those screens sent alerts across every federal command center in the country. This wasn't just one corrupted employee. 22 covert shipments, all moving through military logistics channels, disguised as routine equipment transfers, each one approved with Hanford's digital signature. The cartel had learned to move drugs the same way the Pentagon moves supplies. 37 names, federal employees, state coordinators, logistics officers, procurement specialists. Next to each name, a single word: reliable. Some worked in warehouses, others in data entry. A few held positions so low level they'd never raise suspicion, but cross-checked against their access, they could see shipping schedules, approve manifests, adjust routing protocols. 14 addresses spread across Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina. On paper, they belonged to families, retirees, college students, normal people living normal lives. But surveillance confirmed otherwise. CJNG members, blending into quiet suburban streets where nobody asks questions about the new neighbors. Back inside Pentagon briefing rooms, senior officials stared at preliminary intelligence reports in silence. This wasn't a single breach. This was structural infiltration, a network with roots buried so deep it had been operating undetected for years. For the first time in recent memory, federal command centers shifted into a threat posture normally reserved for foreign adversaries. Alerts went out, units repositioned, surveillance activated nationwide. One question dominated every conversation: if they reached the Pentagon, where else are they? This network wasn't random, it was engineered, type infiltrated. If you're starting to see the scope, the raids that followed hit harder than anyone expected. By 5 a.m. the following morning, federal leadership had made their decision: hit every location. Simultaneously, from Virginia to California, tactical teams moved into position. Quiet residential street outside Arlington. Neighbors thought a young professional couple lived there, kept to themselves, never caused trouble. But heat signatures told a different story. 5 men, awake, armed. 5:03 a.m. An FBI breaching team advanced through the backyard. Silent, coordinated. The door exploded inward. Gunfire erupted instantly. Short-barrel rifles firing from the staircase. Cartel guards who'd been waiting. Agents returned fire from behind the kitchen counter. Glass shattered. Smoke filled the narrow hallway. It lasted less than 90 seconds. 2 suspects down. 3 surrendered under tactical lights. Inside the pantry, 28 kilograms of methamphetamine. Stacks of forged military shipping labels. This house wasn't a stash location. It was a logistics hub. Industrial District, Southeast Houston. While Virginia was still clearing, a tactical MRAP charged at a steel warehouse 1,200 miles away. The garage door didn't stand a chance. Sparks flew as the vehicle tore through. Inside, cartel riflemen opened fire from elevated positions, bullets ricocheting off stacked engine blocks. The sound was deafening. Agents pushed forward in formation. Flashbangs, suppressing fire, controlled aggression. 4 minutes of sustained combat. When the smoke cleared, 118 rifles, 7 fully automatic weapons, 42 kilograms of cocaine, all of it hidden inside crates marked as automotive parts. Remote stretch of desert, 90 miles east of Los Angeles. 3 CJNG operatives spotted surveillance drones circling overhead. They ran. A black SUV tore across the desert floor, dust exploding behind it. But drones don't lose targets. DHS helicopters closed in from 2 directions, low, fast, cutting off escape routes. The SUV skidded to a stop. Suspects fled on foot into open terrain. Tactical teams intercepted them within minutes. No shots fired. 3 in custody. Inside the vehicle, hidden compartments containing cash, weapons, and communication devices, linking them directly back to the Pentagon network. Norfolk Shipping Terminal. 6 containers, perfect federal seals, about to enter the national distribution pipeline. Officers flagged them minutes before clearance. Inside, chemical precursors for fentanyl production, packaged cocaine bound for East Coast cities, financial records tying shipments to offshore accounts. By the time sunrise hit the East Coast, the scale was undeniable. 2.1 tons of narcotics seized, 221 firearms recovered, 58 arrests across 4 states. But victory felt hollow because everything recovered in these raids confirmed what investigators already feared. This was only one branch of a much larger network. If these raids are making you realize how deep this goes, comment exposed. What came next showed just how far the infiltration really reached. Boston field office, 7:40 a.m. Intelligence analysts had been running cross-checks all night. Documents seized from Virginia, shipping records from Houston, financial data from Norfolk. And then a pattern emerged. Not random trafficking, not improvised smuggling. A parallel infrastructure, 3 corridors, each one running through legitimate American systems that had zero criminal history. Trucking companies in Texas and Tennessee, clean safety records, regular contracts with military bases, but invoices from Houston revealed something disturbing. Identical part numbers, legal shipments paired with illegal ones. Every crate had a twin, a perfect mirror. Investigators traced routes through GPS logs and found weapons moving alongside legitimate cargo, hidden in compartments built into the trucks themselves. East Coast distribution, suburban warehouses, small shipping companies, even a veterinary supply distributor. Methamphetamine and cocaine, disguised as medical chemicals. In Norfolk, agents traced forged federal seals back to a retired procurement specialist in Delaware. His signature had been copied, used on dozens of shipments he never authorized. He had no idea his identity had been weaponized. Nail salons, grocery stores, auto repair shops, small businesses generating normal cash flow. But when analysts layered that data with overseas wire activity, connections lit up across the map. Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, payments disguised as routine business expenses, flowing through businesses that had operated for years without suspicion. As the scope became clear, panic spread through federal offices. Maryland, a logistics clerk saw investigators approaching. He ran, drew a pistol in a parking garage before being tackled to the ground. Later analysis showed payments routed through one of the flagged grocery stores. San Antonio, 2 communications officers locked themselves inside a restricted data room, smashed hard drives, tried to erase routing logs. Tactical teams breached the door, too late to save the data, but not too late to arrest them. Charlotte, a mid-level coordinator abandoned his workstation, badge left on the desk, computer wiped clean. Security footage showed him sprinting through a wooded trail behind the building. His backpack was found hours later near a highway underpass. Burner phones, $9,800 in cash. CJNG hadn't infiltrated one office. They'd infiltrated 9 federal agencies, dozens of state offices, hundreds of private sector partners. The question was no longer how it started. The question was how far it still reached. If this systemic collapse concerns you, type danger. The final phase reveals how close America came to losing control. Friday morning, secure conference room, Washington, D.C. Leaders from FBI, DHS, DOJ, DOD, ICE, ATF, and state agencies gathered around a table. Screens filled every wall. Maps, timelines, red markers spreading like fractures across the entire country. The picture was undeniable. CJNG had mapped the U.S. government like a blueprint and moved into every weak point. The Secretary of Homeland Security stepped forward. Effective immediately, we're launching the Federal Integrity Restoration Task Force. Mission: identify every compromised channel, dismantle every cartel connection, rebuild every corrupted system from the ground up. Teams fanned out nationwide. New Jersey, storage unit filled with unused federal uniforms, counterfeit ID cards, perfect replicas. Phoenix, a data router quietly forwarding shipment manifests to servers in Mexico City, operating for 18 months undetected. Seattle, a home rented under the name of a deceased veteran. Inside, laptops connected to procurement databases, heat maps matching cartel distribution routes. When every new finding was added to the consolidated intelligence map, the room fell silent. The network stretched through dozens of state offices, 9 federal agencies, hundreds of private businesses. It wasn't just a web, it was a second system, built quietly beneath the real one, using stolen trust as its foundation. One senior official stared at the map. If this is just one network, how many more are already embedded? Nobody had an answer. What happened across Virginia, Texas, California, and Norfolk wasn't just another federal operation. It was a warning. The most dangerous threats don't always announce themselves. They don't crash through borders with banners and weapons. They slip inside, quietly, using the systems we trust, the people we clear, the channels we've built to keep us safe. Hanford's hidden compartment, forged shipping labels, corrupted employees living double lives, houses disguised as normal family homes. CJNG didn't break the door down. They walked through it for years. But here's what matters. When the breach was discovered, America didn't hesitate. Agents breached doors before dawn. Gunfire erupted in suburban living rooms and steel warehouses. Investigators pieced together shredded files and smashed hard drives. Agencies that rarely coordinate stood shoulder to shoulder. Thousands thousands of men and women placed themselves between the public and an enemy most people didn't even know existed. This story isn't just about infiltration, it's about resilience, about facing uncomfortable truths, about acting before the damage spreads deeper. Protecting a nation isn't a one-time event, it's a constant responsibility. If you believe Americans deserve to know what's happening beneath the surface, if you believe these investigations matter, then like this video, comment below. Subscribe so this message reaches more people. Your voice keeps the spotlight alive. Your engagement ensures these warnings can't be ignored, because this battle isn't over, and the next layer of truth may already be waiting to surface.